and I'm the mom of an 18-year-old girl who is serving 10 years in an adult prison that will be followed by 10 years probation. Her name is Taylor Lawrence. Taylor was once a straight-A student and a competitive cheerleader. Now she's a statistic serving time in an adult prison. This was her first arrest, and no one was hurt. She was just 15 years old. Her and 4 other kids made the mistake of a lifetime. I say mistake because at 15 years old, that's exactly what it is. She should be held accountable for her actions, but she doesn't deserve a ruined future. Just 21 days after she was arrested, a prosecutor decided that she should be tried as an adult. There was no input from a judge, no evaluations, and no interviews with prior teachers or jail staff, because the jail staff even loved her. Instead, she was rebooked in the middle of the night, given a different color uniform, and told she was no longer a juvenile. Taylor will be under correctional supervision until she is 35 years old and will be branded a felon for life. Now she is being raised in the system, and it is bound to cause PTSD. One day she said to me, "Mom, do you know what it feels like to hardly remember your home life? I can hardly remember it. I'm losing myself, and I have been for a while." People say, don't do the crimes, and this wouldn't happen. Well, prison isn't the answer. What if this was your son or daughter? If you don't think that this could happen to you, neither did I. So think again. This could happen to anyone's child. Every year, more than 900 juveniles are prosecuted as adults in Florida. Almost all of them are sent directly to the adult system by prosecutors with no evaluation or review. Minors are kept isolated in their dorms, keeping them separated from adults who are incarcerated, so they spend a lot of time in isolation. There are no resources to meet the growing psychological needs of children in adult prisons. Teens will age out of crime. Let's offer them help through services and not ruining their future. Children are the most rehabilitative of all. Yet when they commit a crime, Florida chooses to treat them as adults more than any other state. It is fact, not an opinion, that the teenagers' brains are not as fully developed to weigh risks and consequences. It is why they do stupid stuff like we all have as teenagers. That's why we don't allow children to vote. We don't allow them to serve on juries. We don't allow them to join the military, and we don't allow them to enter a legal contract. So why do we pull the adult card out when it comes to crimes? Prison is not working, especially with kids. Once they are locked up, recidivism is increased by 30%. So is the suicide rate. Being in prisons exposes them to even worse alternatives. They are a higher risk for sexual abuse as well. Sending a child to prison and removing them from their families, their most important social bond, only destroys their emotional well-being, and they will become institutionalized. Adult charges label them for life and makes future opportunities such as jobs, employment, housing, education more difficult. These lost opportunities only make their future worse. We must take adult prosecution, especially at the sole discretion of prosecutors, of our youth more seriously. I ask that you limit adult prosecution of Florida's youth and require a judicial review. Don't we want it to make them better people? I'm sharing our story because she and every child deserves to be more than just a statistic. It's no place for a child. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim. Can we have another round of applause for Kim, please? Thank you. So I would now